life. If there is one principle that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live, one law that stands between mediocrity and greatness, it is this: you must decide exactly what you want. Not something, not a better life someday, exactly, clearly, specifically. Until you decide, nothing can happen, life. And once you decide, truly, deeply, unshakably, the entire universe begins to rearrange itself to help you. Look around you. The world is full of people drifting without direction, life. They wake up, they go to work, they follow routines, yet they have no definite aim. They wish for success, but they cannot describe what success even means to them. They want more money, life, but they don't know how much or why. They want happiness, but they haven't defined what happiness would look like. And so they wander, and life gives them more wandering. Understand this truth: a vague goal produces vague results. A mind without a target hits nothing. Clarity is power, life, and clarity begins with a decision so clear that it burns itself into your mind. The decision becomes the compass that directs your thoughts, shapes your actions, life, and fuels your persistence. So how do you decide exactly what you want? First, silence the noise of the world, life. Too many voices are trying to tell you what your life should be. Your family, your friends, society, even your fears. But your purpose cannot be discovered in their opinions, life. It lives in your own heart. Take time to think. Reflect deeply. Ask yourself, what do I truly want from life? What would make my soul come alive? Write it down. Not in vague terms, but with absolute specificity. Don't write, I want success. Write, I will build a business that earns $500,000 a year, impacts people's lives, life, and gives me the freedom to travel the world. Don't write, I want happiness. Write, I will live in a peaceful home by the sea, surrounded by people I love, doing work that fills me with purpose. The more specific your goal, the more real it becomes. Specificity transforms dreams into blueprints. Next, life. Turn that decision into a vision you can see every day. Your subconscious mind works like fertile soil. Whatever you plant in it will grow. Feed it with clear images of the life you want, life. Picture yourself already living it. Feel the emotions of it. Speak it out loud. Say, this is where I am going. This is who I am becoming. When your vision is vivid, your actions become precise. Your focus sharpens. Your decisions align. And then commit. A decision without commitment is just a wish, life. You must decide that you will pursue this goal with everything you have, not just when it's easy, not only when it's convenient, but every single day. Burn the bridges behind you. Make success the only option. The moment you do this, your mind stops asking, is it possible, and starts asking, how do I make it happen? Remember this, life. The universe respects a made-up mind. Opportunities appear when your decision is firm. People, ideas, and resources begin to move toward you when you are clear about where you are going, life. Life bends for those who know what they want and refuse to settle for anything less. And don't be afraid to dream boldly. Most people aim too low and hit, life. They shrink their goals to match their fear. But your decision should be big enough to excite you, to scare you a little, to pull you out of bed in the morning, life. If your dream doesn't stretch you, it won't change you. Of course, deciding what you want does not mean the path will be easy. Challenges will come. Doubt will whisper, life. People will question your choices, but your clarity will carry you through. When you know exactly where you're going, obstacles become detours, not dead ends. Every setback will push you forward because your destination remains fixed in your mind. So I ask you now, what do you want? Not tomorrow, not someday, today. What do you want your life to look like? Your finances, your health, your relationships, your legacy. Decide. Decide now. Decide with such strength that nothing can shake you, life. And once you do, hold that decision like a torch before you. Let it guide every action, every habit, every choice. Let it burn so brightly that even the darkest night cannot put it out, life. Because the moment you decide exactly what you want, with clarity, with purpose, with commitment, that is the moment your life begins to change. If you truly want to change your life, if you want to rise from ordinary to extraordinary, then hear this truth and never forget it. Nothing is possible for the person who does not believe in themselves, life. And everything becomes possible for the one who does. Self-belief is not a luxury. It is not something you develop only when things are going well, life. It is the foundation upon which every great dream is built. Without it, plans crumble, courage disappears, and talent lies dormant. But with it, mountains move, doors open, life. And what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Look around the world and you will see people with less talent, less intelligence, and fewer opportunities than you achieving more. Why? Life. Because they dared to believe in themselves when no one else did. They looked in the mirror and said, "I will succeed, life. I will not be denied." And that belief fueled them when strength ran out. But here is the mistake most people make. They wait for evidence before they believe, life. They wait for success to show up, for people to validate them, for life to give them proof that they're capable. But belief does not come after success. It comes before it. You must believe first. You must declare victory before the battle is won. Understand this deeply. You are not defined by your current circumstances. You are not limited by your past, life. The person you are today is only a fraction of who you can become. But you will never see that version of yourself until you believe it exists, life. Belief is the bridge between who you are and who you could be. So how do you build that unshakable belief? You build it by speaking life into yourself every single day. Words shape thought, life, and thoughts shape destiny. Stop repeating the lies of your fear. Stop rehearsing the failures of your past. Replace them with declarations of power. I am capable. I am worthy. I was born for more. Say it until your soul believes it. Say it until doubt loses its voice. Next, you build belief through action. Action is the antidote to fear. Every time you act, even in small ways, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. Confidence does not appear out of thin air. It is built step by step, brick by brick. Do the thing you fear. Take the risk. Try again after you fail. Each act of courage is a vote for your belief. And remember, belief is a decision, not a feeling. You will not always feel confident. Doubt will whisper. Fear will shout, life. But you must decide, in spite of how you feel, that you will trust in your ability to figure things out. You must decide that you are worthy of success even before the world agrees. Life. There will be people who doubt you. There will be critics, cynics, and voices that try to shrink your dream. Do not hand them the pen to write your story. Their doubts are not your destiny, life. Their limits are not your limits. Greatness is always mocked before it is admired. Keep going. Your belief must be louder than their noise, life. Another powerful way to strengthen belief is to remember your victories. Too often, we dwell on our failures and forget our triumphs. But your past holds proof of your strength, life. Think of the times you overcame what you thought you couldn't. Think of the storms you survived. You did not come this far by accident. You came this far because you are capable. Let those memories remind you of who you are. And finally, surround yourself with people who believe in you, or at least believe in belief itself. Energy is contagious. Doubt is contagious. But so is faith. Build a circle that speaks to your potential, not your limitations, life. Stay close to those who see the greatness in you even when you struggle to see it in yourself. My friend, Belief is not just about confidence. It is about power, life. It is the power to stand back up when life knocks you down, the power to try again after failure, the power to dream bigger when the world says, be realistic. With belief, you become unstoppable, not because life gets easier, but because you become stronger. So today, make a choice. Choose to believe in yourself, not a little, not sometimes, life, but completely. Believe so fiercely that doubt has no place to live. Believe so deeply that fear loses its hold. Believe so powerfully that even the universe bends to your will, life. Because the truth is this: the greatest investment you will ever make is belief in yourself. It is the seed from which every success grows. And once you plant it deep in your soul, life, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you from becoming who you were meant to be. If there is one force that has driven every great invention, every towering empire, every legendary life, it is not luck, it is not talent, it is not even opportunity. It is burning desire. A dream that lives faintly in your mind will fade the moment life becomes hard, life. A wish that is spoken without fire will vanish the second you are tested. But a burning desire, a goal so deeply felt that it consumes your thoughts, commands your energy, and refuses to die, that is the power that can change your destiny. Understand this: weak desires bring weak results. Ordinary wants produce ordinary lives, life. But a burning desire has no patience for mediocrity. It will not settle. It will not stop. It will not sleep until it is realized, life. That is the difference between those who try and those who triumph. The people who change the world are not always the most gifted. They are not always the smartest, life. But they are always the ones who want it the most. They think about it day and night. They dream it, breathe it, live it. They let their desire burn so hot that obstacles melt before it, life. That is the fire you must build inside yourself if you want to rise above average. So, how do you create that burning desire? It begins with clarity, life. You cannot desire what you cannot define. What do you truly want? Not what others want for you, not what is convenient, but what your soul is hungry for. Dig deep. Be honest, life. What sets your heart on fire? What dream makes your blood move faster? Write it down with precision and detail. A burning desire is always built upon a clear, definite aim. Next, life. You must attach emotion to your goal. Desire is not a cold thought. It is a living, breathing force. Close your eyes and imagine your dream as if it is already real. Feel the joy, life. The pride, the freedom that will flood your life when it happens. Speak it aloud. See yourself already there. The stronger the emotion, the hotter the fire, life. Emotion is the fuel that transforms a wish into a raging obsession. Then, make your desire a part of your daily routine. Think about it when you wake up. Think about it when you go to bed, life. Let it live in your conversations, your thoughts, your plans. Obsession is not a flaw. It is the heartbeat of achievement. What you think about consistently, you move toward constantly, life. And what you move toward constantly, you eventually reach. But here's the truth: desire is not real until you are willing to sacrifice for it, life. A burning desire demands that you let go of comfort. It demands that you trade your excuses for action, your distractions for discipline. If your dream doesn't demand anything from you, it's not a burning desire. It's just a wish. Are you willing to wake up earlier, work longer, fail more times than you care to count? If the answer is yes, life, then your desire is real, and nothing can stop you. There will be times when life tests the strength of your desire. The road will get steep. Doors will slam shut, life. People will tell you to give up. And this is where most people fall, because their desire was never truly burning. But those who succeed, they refuse to quit life. They'd rather die trying than live regretting. Their desire is stronger than doubt, louder than fear, and greater than failure. And here is the beautiful part, life. Once you build a burning desire, the universe begins to conspire with you. Opportunities appear where none existed. People come into your path who can help you, life. Solutions arise to problems that once seemed impossible. It's not magic. It's the power of a focused, passionate mind that refuses to be denied. Never forget this. Desire is the starting point of all greatness. Every invention began as a desire. Every empire began as a desire. Every breakthrough in science, business, art, life, all of it started with someone who wanted it badly enough. So stop wishing. Stop hoping. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Ignite your desire today, life. Fan it into a flame that cannot be extinguished. Protect it from doubt. Feed it with action, life. And let it drive you forward until your dream is no longer a vision in your mind, but a fact in your reality. Because once your desire becomes a burning obsession, life, the question is no longer, will I succeed? It becomes, how soon? Every great achievement begins as a thought. But thought alone changes nothing, life. You can dream for a lifetime, visualize every detail, and plan with precision, but until you act, nothing happens. Thoughts are the blueprint, but action is the builder, life. The world is filled with people who have brilliant ideas, bold dreams, and endless plans, yet their lives remain unchanged. Why? Because they never took action, life. They waited for the perfect moment. They waited for more confidence. They waited for someone to believe in them. And while they waited, life passed them by, life. Here is a truth you must engrave in your mind. Action is the bridge between imagination and reality. Without it, your goals remain trapped in your mind like birds that never learn to fly, life. But the moment you act, even imperfectly, you breathe life into your dreams. What once existed only in thought begins to take form in the world, life. Do not underestimate the power of the first step. Too many people believe they need to know the entire path before they begin. They want every detail planned, every risk eliminated, life. But success does not work that way. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the first step. That first small action, no matter how insignificant it seems, life, builds momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. Action is also the greatest teacher you will ever have. Thinking can prepare you, but only action reveals the truth, life. You will never learn how to swim by reading about water. You must get in. You must splash, struggle, and adapt. The same is true of life. Every mistake teaches you more than 1,000 theories. Every setback gives you wisdom no book can offer. Action turns knowledge into skill, ideas into results, and potential into power, life. But here's the challenge. Action requires courage. It demands that you step beyond your comfort zone and risk failure, rejection, and uncertainty, life. That is why most people never move. They are paralyzed by fear. They wait until they feel ready. But readiness is a myth. You do not become confident before you act. You become confident because you act. The secret is to start before you're ready. Act boldly, even if your knees shake. Take imperfect steps forward, life. Your courage will grow with every move you make. Confidence is not built by thinking. It's built by doing. Now, it's not enough to simply act. You must act definitively, life. Scattered effort leads to scattered results. But focused, intentional action channels your energy like a laser beam. Decide exactly what needs to be done, create a plan, life, and execute it with discipline. 1,000 half-hearted attempts will never match the power of one determined strike. And remember this, consistency beats intensity, life. It's not the giant leap you take once that transforms your life. It's the small, deliberate steps you take every day. Success is built one action at a time, one habit at a time, life. One decision at a time. Show up daily. Do the work even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. Persistence turns ordinary action into unstoppable momentum. There is another powerful truth about action: it attracts opportunity. The moment you move, doors begin to open. People notice. Resources appear. The universe rewards the doer, life, not the dreamer. What was once hidden becomes visible only to those who are in motion. While others are waiting for conditions to be perfect, the action taker is already miles ahead. But what about failure? It will happen, not once, but many times. But failure is not your enemy, inaction is. Failure refines you, strengthens you, teaches you life. It is proof that you are in the arena, that you are trying. The only true failure is giving up. Everything else is progress. So I challenge you, stop waiting, life. Stop thinking you need permission. Stop convincing yourself that tomorrow is a better day to begin. Now is the moment. Now is the only time you ever truly have. Start where you are, life, with what you have, and do what you can. Even the smallest action today is worth more than the grandest plan left undone, life. The greatest difference between the person who lives their dream and the one who dies with regret is not talent, not luck, not education. It is the decision to act, life. The winners of life are not the ones who think the most. They are the ones who do. So take that dream from your mind and put it into motion. Make the call. Write the plan. Launch the idea. Life. Step into the arena. You are capable of more than you know, but the world will never see it until you act. Because thought is the seed, but action is the harvest. And if you dare to move boldly, consistently, and without hesitation, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you from building the life you desire. Life. Your mind is the most powerful force you will ever possess. It can build your future or destroy it. It can turn dreams into reality or bury them before they even begin. Life. And the difference between those outcomes is found in one skill: mental discipline. Most people go through life letting their minds control them. They are slaves to their thoughts, life. Victims of their fears, prisoners of their doubts. A single negative idea can stop them in their tracks. One failure can convince them to quit, life. One voice of criticism can silence their ambition. They live as if their thoughts are in charge. But the truth is, you are meant to be the master, life. To discipline your mind is to take back that power. It means no longer allowing every fleeting emotion, every fearful thought, and every outside opinion to dictate the course of your life. It means deciding, with strength and intention, what will live in your mind and what will not. Here's a truth you must engrave deeply: you become what you think about most, life. Your dominant thoughts shape your decisions. Your decisions shape your actions. Your actions shape your destiny. If you think in fear, you will act in hesitation. If you think in doubt, you will act in weakness. But if you think in power, purpose, and belief, you will act with courage, and nothing will stop you. So how do you discipline your mind? Life. It begins with awareness. You cannot control what you refuse to notice. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind each day. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Life. Are they feeding your confidence or your fear? Once you see them clearly, you gain the power to change them. Next, you must replace negativity with intention. Life. It's not enough to tell yourself, I won't think negative thoughts. The mind abhors a vacuum. You must fill it deliberately with empowering thoughts, with visions of your success, with affirmations of your strength. When doubt says, I can't, replace it with, I will. When fear whispers, what if I fail? Answer with, what if I succeed? Speak life into your mind daily. Over time, those thoughts become beliefs, and those beliefs become reality, life. Disciplining your mind also means controlling what you allow to influence it. Just as your body becomes what you feed it, your mind becomes what you expose it to. Life. If you consume negativity, gossip, fear-based media, toxic conversations. Do not be surprised when your thoughts become poisoned. Protect your mental environment fiercely. Life. Surround yourself with ideas that challenge and inspire you. Listen to voices that call you higher. Feed your mind with knowledge, wisdom, and possibility every single day. Life. And understand this, your emotions are born from your thoughts. Fear, anger, anxiety, they do not appear on their own. They are the children of undisciplined thinking. Control the thought, and you control the feeling. This is why mastering your mind is mastering your life. A disciplined mind is calm under pressure, strong in adversity, and focused in chaos. It does not react impulsively, it responds with purpose. Of course, this is not easy. Your mind will resist discipline. Life. Just as your muscles resist the weight on the first day you enter the gym, it will wander. It will try to pull you back into old patterns. That is why mental discipline must be practiced daily. Meditation, visualization, affirmations, journaling, these are not empty rituals. They are training. Life. And just as physical strength grows with repetition, so does mental strength. Life. One of the greatest acts of mental discipline is the ability to hold a vision in your mind even when reality contradicts it, when results are slow, when failure knocks. When everything seems impossible, the undisciplined mind gives up. But the disciplined mind says, "This is temporary." Life. My dream is inevitable. It holds the picture of success with unwavering focus until the outer world catches up with the inner one. Life. Another crucial part of discipline is guarding against doubt. Doubt will always try to sneak in, often disguised as logic or realism. It will whisper, "Be practical." Lower your expectations. But doubt has one goal: to shrink your life to the size of your comfort zone. Do not let it. Meet doubt with faith. Meet fear with action. Life. Meet every limiting thought with a greater truth about who you are and what you are capable of. And remember this, mastering your mind is a lifelong journey. There is no finish line. Life. But every day you practice discipline, you strengthen your control. And with each victory, each time you choose faith over fear, action over hesitation, focus over distraction, you move closer to the life you desire. So I challenge you from this day forward, become the master of your mind. Choose your thoughts deliberately. Guard them fiercely. Nurture them wisely. Because once you discipline your mind, you discipline your destiny. Once you control your thinking, you control your future. The world does not change when your circumstances change. It changes when your mind changes. Life. There comes a moment in every journey, a moment that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the dreamers from the doers, the defeated from the victorious. Life. That moment is the test of persistence. Persistence is the single most important difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short. It is not talent. Life, it is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is the decision, the relentless, unbreakable decision, to keep going when every part of you wants to stop. Most people start strong. They set goals. They get excited. They talk about change. But when the road gets steep, when progress slows, when obstacles appear, they quit. Life. And they convince themselves it wasn't meant to be. That's why the world is filled with unfinished dreams and abandoned potential. Life. But the few who refuse to quit, they are the ones who rise above the rest. Here is a truth that every achiever understands: the path to success is supposed to be hard. Life. It is meant to test your resolve. Life will throw obstacles in your way, not to stop you, but to ask you a question: how badly do you want it? Most people answer by giving up. Life. The persistent answer by pressing forward. Persistence is not about brute strength. It's about inner strength. It's the ability to get back up after you've been knocked down. Life. It's continuing the fight even when you're tired, discouraged, and unsure. It's showing up again and again, even when progress is invisible. Life. Persistence is faith in motion, the belief that every step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goal. Think of every great breakthrough in history, every invention, life, every business, every movement that changed the world. None of them happened on the first try. They were built through failure after failure, setback after setback, defeat after defeat. Life. But the people behind them refused to surrender. They fell and rose again. They failed and tried again. They persisted, and persistence turned failure into fuel. The problem is life. Most people quit just before success arrives. They give up when things feel hopeless, not realizing that the breakthrough is just beyond the struggle. Life. Life often tests you hardest right before you win. It's as if the universe asks, "Are you truly committed?" And only the persistent get to answer, "Less." So how do you build persistence? First, you must attach your dream to a purpose greater than convenience. If your goal is built on shallow desire, life, you will abandon it at the first sign of pain. But if it is rooted in deep purpose, a reason that stirs your soul, quitting becomes impossible. Ask yourself, why must I succeed? Life. Let that answer become your anchor when the storm rages. Second, expect obstacles and prepare for them. Too many people are shocked when the journey gets difficult. Life. But struggle is not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're growing. Embrace it. Each obstacle you overcome makes you stronger, wiser, and closer to your goal. Life. View every challenge as proof that you are still in the fight. Third, celebrate small wins. Persistence thrives on progress. Even if your steps are tiny, they are steps forward. Each one is evidence that you are not stuck. You are moving. And movement, no matter how slow, eventually leads to victory. And finally, surround yourself with reminders of your mission. Life. Quotes, affirmations, mentors, stories, fuel your fire daily. When doubt creeps in, and it will, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself how far you've come. Life. Remind yourself that quitting will never get you there, but persistence will. Remember, this persistence is not about never falling. It's about never staying down. Life. It's about rising one more time than you fall. It's about showing the world that you cannot be broken, cannot be defeated, and cannot be stopped. Life. And here is the most powerful truth of all: persistence changes you. It transforms you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you were when you began. Every setback you overcome builds resilience. Every challenge you face builds character. Life. Every step you take when you want to quit builds the muscle of perseverance, and that muscle will carry you farther than talent ever could. So, when you feel like quitting, don't. Life. When the dream seems too far, keep going. When no one believes in you, believe in yourself and push forward anyway. Because the day will come when the struggle ends. Life. The breakthrough arrives, and the reward is placed in your hands. And in that moment, every ounce of effort will have been worth it. Life. Because success does not belong to those who start fast. It belongs to those who finish strong. And the only way to finish is to refuse to quit. No one ever achieved greatness entirely alone. Behind every remarkable success story, behind every person who rose from nothing to something extraordinary, life, there was always a circle of power, of influence, of belief. The truth is simple yet profound: you rise or fall with the people you allow into your life. Life. Your environment is more powerful than your intentions. You can have the strongest dream, the most detailed plan, and the fiercest willpower. But if you are surrounded by doubt, negativity, and small-minded thinking, your fire will eventually fade. The human mind is a mirror. It reflects what it's most exposed to. And if you want your life to rise, you must raise the standard of the company you keep. Here's a universal law that few understand: You become like the people you spend the most time with. Life. Their thoughts shape your thoughts. Their habits influence your habits. Their energy fuels or drains your energy. If they believe in limitations, you will start believing in them too. Life. If they talk about problems more than solutions, soon you will too. But if they dream bigger, act boldly, and refuse to accept average, you will naturally elevate to their level. Life. That's why choosing your circle is not a casual decision. It's a strategic one. It's not just about friendship. It's about alignment. Life. It's about surrounding yourself with people who reflect the future you want, not the past you're trying to escape. Ask yourself, who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Life. Do they challenge you to grow or make you comfortable staying the same? Do they celebrate your victories or secretly resent them? Life. Do they speak life into your dreams or drain them with doubt? Your answer reveals the trajectory of your future. Life. Because your circle is either a ladder lifting you higher or an anchor holding you down. The most successful people in the world understand this. They build networks of growth, not gossip. Life. They seek out mentors who've already walked the path they want to travel. They surround themselves with thinkers, doers, believers, people who stretch their vision and sharpen their skills. They know that even one conversation with the right person can spark an idea that changes everything. Life. But here's the truth, surrounding yourself with power doesn't always mean adding new people. Sometimes it means removing the wrong ones. Life. It means having the courage to distance yourself from those who pull you backward. This is not cruelty. It's clarity, because your time and energy are sacred. Life. And if you give them to people who constantly complain, criticize, or sabotage, you'll have nothing left to invest in your destiny. Don't confuse loyalty with limitation. You owe no one your future. You are allowed to outgrow people who refuse to grow. You are allowed to walk away from conversations that poison your mind. Life. You are allowed to choose solitude over smallness until you find the circle that matches your vision. And when you do find that circle, protect it fiercely. Nurture those relationships. Life. Add value to them as much as they add value to you. Great relationships are not built on what you can get, but on what you can give. Be the kind of person you want to attract. Supportive. Life. Disciplined, driven, and full of belief. When you embody greatness, greatness gravitates toward you. Another powerful step is to surround yourself not just with people, life, but with voices of wisdom, books, speeches, mentors from history, minds that challenge and inspire you even if they're not physically present. Life. The company you keep is not limited to those you know personally. You can be mentored by the greatest thinkers of all time through their words and ideas. Fill your environment with powerful thoughts, and your thoughts will become powerful. And remember this, isolation breeds limitation, but association breeds acceleration. Alone, life, you can walk fast. Together, you can go far. When your circle believes in your dream, they become your fuel. When they hold you accountable, they become your mirror. Life. When they push you beyond your comfort zone, they become your wings. So choose wisely. Audit your circle. Protect your mind. Life. Build an environment that reflects the greatness you're striving for. Because success is not just about how hard you work. It's also about how smart you surround yourself. Life. There's a saying worth remembering. If you walk with lions, you will learn to roar. If you walk with sheep, you will forget you were born to be a lion. The choice is yours. Every person in your life is either watering your growth or poisoning your potential. So from this moment forward, choose power. Choose vision. Choose growth. Life. Seek out people who light a fire in you, who remind you of your potential when you forget, who push you higher when you settle too low. With the right circle around you, no dream is too far. Life. No goal too high and no obstacle too heavy. Surround yourself with power and watch how far you can rise. There is one trait that separates those who dream from those who achieve life. It is the trait that transforms potential into power, goals into results, and ideas into reality. That trait is self-discipline, the ability to command yourself to do what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. Self-discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants change. But wanting is cheap life. What determines who rises and who remains stuck is the ability to control one's actions in the face of distraction, doubt, and difficulty. Life. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you moving long after motivation has faded. The truth is simple: motivation starts the journey, but discipline finishes it. Motivation is emotional. It's easy to feel excited in the beginning. But emotions change. They rise and fall. If you rely on them, your actions will rise and fall too. Discipline, life, on the other hand, is a decision, a choice you make every single day to show up regardless of how you feel. It is built on commitment, not convenience. Life. Every successful person you admire shares this one quality. They've mastered themselves. They've learned to silence excuses. Life. They've trained their minds to obey their decisions rather than their impulses. They don't wait for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. They act. Life. And because they act consistently, success becomes inevitable. Self-discipline begins with clarity. You cannot discipline yourself towards something vague. Life. You must define exactly what you want and why it matters. A powerful why fuels discipline. It reminds you of the stakes when the path gets hard. Life. When you know that your actions are tied to your destiny, discipline stops feeling like punishment. It becomes purpose. Next, understand this truth: discipline is built, not born. Life. No one is born with unshakable willpower. It is forged through small daily victories. Every time you choose action over comfort, you strengthen your discipline muscle. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-trust grows. And every time you resist the urge to quit, your resolve deepens. Start small. Win the morning. Keep your word. Do the task even when it's boring. Build momentum. Discipline compounds. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Soon, what once felt difficult becomes natural. Life. And what once seemed impossible becomes routine. One of the greatest enemies of discipline is instant gratification, the desire for quick rewards and easy comfort. The disciplined mind sees beyond the moment. It sacrifices short-term pleasure for long-term gain. It says, not now, life, because I'm building something greater. It's the student who studies while others party. It's the entrepreneur who works late while others sleep. Life. It's the dreamer who trains daily while others make excuses. That sacrifice may sting today, but it pays dividends tomorrow. To master discipline, you must also master your environment. Willpower is finite, so don't waste it battling unnecessary temptation. Create surroundings that support your goals. Remove distractions. Set routines. Automate decisions. Life. The more structure you build, the less discipline you'll need to exert consciously. Accountability is another powerful ally. Tell someone your goals. Share your deadlines. Life. Let others hold you to your word. When you know someone is watching, your discipline sharpens. But the ultimate accountability is to yourself. Look in the mirror every night and ask, life, did I give my best today? If the answer is no, commit to doing better tomorrow. And here is a truth most people overlook: discipline is freedom. It may feel restrictive at first, life, but it liberates you from chaos, regret, and wasted potential. The undisciplined live at the mercy of moods and impulses. Their lives are ruled by chance. The disciplined, however, rule themselves, and by ruling themselves, they shape their destiny. Discipline does not mean perfection. You will stumble. You will fall. Life. But discipline means you get back on track quickly. You don't let one misstep turn into a missed week. You correct course and move forward. Progress, not perfection, is the goal, life. Ask yourself this: are you in control of your habits, or are they in control of you? Do you run your day, or does your day run you? If you want to change your life, the first thing you must conquer is yourself. Because once you master yourself, everything else becomes possible. The champions of life, the visionaries, the builders, the creators, are not superhuman. They simply do what others are unwilling to do. They stay consistent when others lose focus. They follow through when others give up. They keep showing up day after day until the world has no choice but to notice. So, if you truly want to change your life, make this promise today: I will discipline myself. I will command my actions. I will not be a slave to laziness, distraction, or fear. I will act even when it's hard, because my dream is worth it. And one day, when success is mine, I will look back and know it was discipline that made it happen. Every great story begins with struggle. Every powerful life is forged in fire, And every extraordinary individual you admire today once stood face to face with adversity, not as a curse, but as a calling. Here is a truth that most people never understand. Adversity is not meant to break you. It's meant to build you. It is life's greatest teacher, the invisible force that shapes your character, sharpens your strength, and prepares you for the destiny ahead. Most people fear adversity. They see it as a sign to stop, as proof that they are on the wrong path. They ask, "Why me?" and fall into despair. But the ones who rise, the ones who transform their lives, ask a different question. What is this trying to teach me? That question changes everything. Because hidden inside every hardship is a lesson, a seed of strength, and often the very opportunity that will lead you to greatness. Think about it. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. The tallest trees grow in the harshest storms, and the most resilient souls emerge from the deepest trials. Comfort never builds strength. Ease never builds greatness. It is adversity, the struggle, the setbacks, the failures, that carve leaders out of ordinary people. When adversity strikes, you have two choices: you can shrink or you can rise. You can allow it to define you, or you can use it to refine you. The choice you make in those moments will determine the direction of your life. Here's the hidden power of adversity: it reveals who you really are. Anyone can smile when the sun is shining. Anyone can talk about goals when everything is easy. But when the storm comes, when doors close, plans collapse, and nothing goes as expected, that's when your true strength is revealed. That's when resilience is born. And that's when champions are made, But adversity doesn't just reveal strength, it creates it. Every challenge you face is a training ground for something greater. Each obstacle conquered builds confidence. Each setback overcome builds perseverance. Each disappointment endured builds patience. Without adversity, you would remain untested, unsharpened, and unprepared for the life you were meant to live. It's important to understand this: adversity is not a detour. It's part of the path, Too many people see struggle as a sign they're failing, when in fact, it's often the very thing pushing them towards success. History is full of examples: inventions born from failure, businesses built after bankruptcy, breakthroughs discovered in moments of despair. The dream did not survive despite adversity. It thrived because of it. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can this serve me?" Every difficulty carries within it a gift, a lesson, a strength, an opportunity, but you must be willing to look for it. Train your mind to see adversity not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone. Another crucial truth, Adversity builds humility. It strips away arrogance and teaches gratitude. It reminds you that growth is not about perfection, but persistence. And in doing so, it makes you wiser. Life, more compassionate, more grounded, qualities that no easy path could ever teach. Here's how to turn adversity into advantage. Embrace it. Don't escape it. Life, running from difficulty only delays your growth. Face it head on, knowing it is shaping you into someone stronger. Extract the lesson. Every setback has something to teach you. Life, look for the wisdom it carries and let that wisdom guide your next steps. Use it as fuel. Let pain become your power. Let rejection become your reason. Let failure become your foundation. Channel the energy of adversity into relentless action. Stay patient and persistent. Adversity is not conquered overnight. Growth takes time. Keep moving forward, one step at a time. Life, and trust that the struggle is not in vain. Remember, diamonds are nothing but pieces of coal that endured tremendous pressure. The pressure didn't destroy them. It transformed them. Life, the same is true for you. Your trials are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are being prepared for something bigger. So, the next time adversity knocks at your door, welcome it. Life, not with fear, but with faith. Say to yourself, this is not here to stop me. It is here to strengthen me, because every setback carries the seed of an even greater comeback. Life, and when you emerge on the other side, stronger, wiser, and more determined, you will look back and realize that adversity wasn't your enemy at all. It was your greatest ally. Life, it didn't block your path. It was the path. There is a force stronger than fear, deeper than desire, and more powerful than talent. It is the force that ignites passion. Life, fuels persistence, and gives meaning to every struggle. That force is purpose, the reason behind the dream, the why, that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Life, without purpose, even the greatest talents fade. Without purpose, even the most ambitious goals lose their meaning. But when you live with purpose, everything changes. Life, obstacles become opportunities. Work becomes mission. Life itself becomes a journey towards something greater than yourself. Life, purpose is not just about what you do. It's about why you do it. It's the reason you rise each morning. It's the vision that pulls you forward when everything else pushes you back. Life, it's the fire that burns inside you when the world tries to extinguish your light. Purpose is the heartbeat of a meaningful life. The problem is life. Most people drift through life without ever finding theirs. They wake up, go through routines, chase paychecks, and follow the crowd. But deep inside, they feel empty. Life, that emptiness is not from a lack of success, it's from a lack of significance. They have mastered survival, but not purpose. If you want to change your life, you must change your relationship with purpose. You must stop chasing success for its own sake and start seeking significance. Because success without purpose is hollow. It might fill your bank account, but it will never fill your soul. So, how do you discover your purpose? Begin by asking the most powerful question of all, life. What am I here for? This is not about titles or trophies. It's about impact. What problem were you born to solve? What difference burns in your heart to make? Life. What legacy do you want to leave behind? The answers to those questions will point you toward your purpose. Purpose is often found at the intersection of three things: your passion, life, your talent, and the world's need. Passion is what you love to do. Talent is what you're good at. And the world's need is where you can serve something bigger than yourself. Life, where those three meet, purpose is born. And once you find it, commit to it fully. Purpose is not a hobby. It's not something you pursue only when it's convenient. Life, it's something you live and breathe every day. It's the compass that guides your decisions, shapes your habits, and directs your destiny. Purpose gives your life focus. Life, It removes the distractions that keep most people wandering aimlessly. It tells you what matters, and just as importantly, what doesn't. When you have purpose, life, you stop wasting time on meaningless pursuits. You stop chasing every shiny object. You focus your energy where it counts. Purpose also fuels perseverance, life. When the road gets hard, and it will, purpose whispers, keep going. It reminds you that the struggle is not meaningless. It gives you a reason to rise after every fall, life. People without purpose quit easily because they have nothing worth fighting for. People with purpose endure because they know why they're fighting, and purpose gives power to your pain, life. The setbacks, losses, and disappointments that once discouraged you become stepping stones to something meaningful. You begin to see that every trial is shaping you for your mission, life. Every wound is preparing you to serve. Every failure is guiding you closer to the life you were meant to live. Living with purpose doesn't mean you'll never face doubt, life. It doesn't mean the path will always be clear, but it means you will always have direction. Even in uncertainty, you will know which way is forward. Even in darkness, life. Your purpose will be the light that leads you through. Remember, your purpose is bigger than you. It's not just about what you can get from life. It's about what you can give to it, life. It's about leaving a mark that outlives you. It's about building something that echoes beyond your final breath. And here's the most beautiful truth. When you live with purpose, success becomes a byproduct. Opportunities align. People are drawn to your vision. Doors open because the universe moves in favor of those who move with intention. Life. Purpose gives your life momentum that nothing else can. So ask yourself, what legacy do I want to leave behind? How do I want the world to be different because I existed? Life. These are not just lofty questions. They are the blueprint of a meaningful life. Your life is too precious to be lived on autopilot, life. Your days are too valuable to be spent drifting without direction. Inside you is a mission, a calling that only you can fulfill. Find it, follow it, live it, and when you do, something extraordinary happens. You stop merely existing and you start living. You stop chasing happiness and you start creating meaning. You stop searching for your place in the world and you start shaping the world itself. You've now walked through the 10 pillars that build unstoppable lives. Vision, belief, desire, action, persistence, discipline, resilience, life, environment, adversity, and purpose. These are not just ideas, they are the very laws of achievement. They are the blueprint followed by every great leader, creator, builder, life, and dreamer who ever refused to accept an ordinary life. But here is the truth you must remember. None of these principles matter unless you act on them, life. Knowledge alone does not change lives. Action does. Inspiration alone does not build empires. Discipline does. Hope alone does not create change. Relentless execution does. So now, life. The question is not, do you know what to do? You do. The question is, will you do it? Will you rise before the world wakes to pursue your vision, life? Will you believe in yourself when no one else does? Will you persist when every door slams shut? Will you build the discipline to stay the course, even when no one is watching, life? Will you turn your pain into power, your struggles into strength, and your setbacks into stepping stones? Will you choose purpose over comfort, growth over fear, and legacy over regret, life? Because the truth is this, your life will not change because you want it to. It will change because you demand it to, life. It will change when you decide that good enough is no longer enough. It will change when you stop waiting for the right time and start creating it, life. It will change the moment you stop asking for permission and start building the life you were born to live. Remember, no one is coming to save you, life. No one is coming to hand you your dream. This is your life, your responsibility, your mission. And that is the most empowering truth of all life, because it means you already hold the power to transform it. Everything you need is already within you. The courage, the strength, the resilience, the brilliance. Life. It's been there all along, waiting for one bold decision, the decision to begin. And when you do, when you decide that this is the moment your life changes, something remarkable happens. Doors that were once closed will begin to open. Life. People who once doubted you will start to believe. And the person you see in the mirror will no longer be defined by the past, but by the limitless potential of the future. So stand tall. Life. Look yourself in the eyes and make a promise. I will rise. I will fight. I will build. I will never quit. I will live with purpose. And I will become everything I was meant to be. Because the life you dream of is not waiting for someday. It's waiting for you to claim it today. Watch this. Absorb this. Live this. Not just once. Not just today. Every single day. Life. And when you do, you will not just change your life. You will transform it beyond anything you ever imagined.